Hello there.
Hello. We are two of the four controllers.
Doing a little couch co-op, as you can see.
Oh yeah. I go by Khadeem, aka Thaddeus, keeper of games, and I'm here with my baby sister, Khaleea, X_KT Creations. Here for a special monumental moment, kind of a full circle moment, with one of the best consoles of all time, if not the best console of all time.
I present to ye old classic.
The PlayStation 2.
Yes, sir.
Now, the legacy that this console has, the game catalog, the collection that it brought, how many gamers it brought into playing video games. This console actually made me start really hacking and modding things. So for me to be able to sit here and kind of show my baby sister how I did it, to kind of bring that new generation of physical media, and you know how that's kind of disappearing day in, day out.
Sadly.
Yeah, if you go to Walmart or Best Buy, you see that's pretty much cleaned out now. You know, Sony will of course be able to run it back on PlayStation Plus, but there's a few games that you'll probably never be able to see again if you don't have it on the physical media and on your PS2.
We have a couple CDs.
We have a couple of PS2 games from my upbringing. So we have NFL Blitz. This is actually the first time I ever played The Sims.
Oh my God,
on
yeah.
the PS2.
Jesus Christ.
The PS2 is the first time I actually ever played The Sims. For anyone's like, have you ever played The Sims? I have.
Yes.
On the PS2.
The original, not The Sims 2.
Not The Sims 2.
The very first one.
First Sims, which is the first time I've ever actually played The Sims. I loved it. I fell in love with it. I put 20, 30 hours. I started at my mom's house, got my own house, got my own apartment, the whole nine. It was a great experience.
That's adorable.
Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. My Spider-Man, OG.
With the pizza theme.
I mean, let's see, Green Goblin alone. Boy,
Yeah.
I just killed that one. I love this one.
He ate that.
PGA Tour, Battlefield 2, Sly Cooper, Sly 2, which is also of course on PlayStation Plus, so you can obviously get that. The Legend game itself, everyone wants it.
Yes.
Everyone wants NFL Street Volume 2 to come
NBA
back.
Street.
Is it probably gonna happen? Probably not.
At least it's a new gaming series, you know, because there's a lot of like motifs you could definitely use, a lot of silliness you can get away with NBA nowadays.
Yeah.
Like we have a very animated superstars.
Yeah.
And celebrities in general. We can do it.
We can do it, but they have never been able to bring this back yet.
Yes.
Catwoman.
Wow.
Final Fantasy X.
How many times have you had this game?
As you see, I bought it originally on the PS2. I'll never
Yep.
forget. Is this the French version of it? Let me check.
Ain't no way you first played it in French.
Final Fantasy X is the first time I played it up there in Canada, so there's a lot of DVDs and stuff like that were in French up
That's
that way.
hilarious.
Speaking of NCAA football, which just came back, 25 it just came out. I've been playing since 2004. Just let it be known.
Yeah.
Street Hoops.
Ooh.
The other version of NBA Street Volume 2. Shout out to Escalade or RB to Escalade. The whole N1 mixtape era of basketball.
Yeah.
They also had their own game.
I love this is always like a cola version. No, a Pepsi version, maybe cola. That's a game.
Every single time. Dark Cloud 2, which I put a lot of time to Dark Cloud, the first one. It had it all. It had RPG elements, it had simulating elements. You can stack stuff on top of each other. Like, again, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
But all these
Fight
things.
Nights, Ratchet Clank. Greatest Hits edition,
Greatest
too.
Hits.
Yep.
Greatest Hits edition. So all that being said, if I look on the reason why I'm showing the front of it, because you don't want to see the back of these games.
This is one of the main reasons why we're so interested in modding and hacking on these PS2s, because a PS2 version of Enter the Matrix we'll probably never see again.
No.
And you know what? This should be an example of, you know, the condition.
The condition of what can happen?
So it's not too bad.
It isn't. It is not. It probably will run.
Yes.
It probably will read and run.
But this one bad sit.
Yep.
Someone just sits on it the wrong way.
One bad scratch and it's over with. And everyone knows the red screen of death on the PS2. How many times have we seen it? How many videos have we seen how viral that one red screen of death when the PS2 does not read the disc? Modding it allows you to pretty much never have to deal with that fate ever again. All that being said, we're here to hack or mod or talk about how to mod this PS2.
Of course, you've been doing this since I was a wee child.
Yes.
One of my earliest memories is playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on a PS2,
right,
while it also being a modded one.
Yes.
So what's been the process over the years? How's it changed over time?
Over time, of course, there is the process of actually putting a mod chip in, which is obviously have to do with soldering a mod chip inside of it, which, you know, not every kid's gonna be able to do that. So what I started with is more of a what they call a soft mod, which is more of a software modification. They call them game enhancers or cheat enhancers. You got a Game Genie, a Game Shark, Action Replay Max, Code Breaker. So there was a particular disc called an Action Replay Max. You would put in a regular PS2 game, it would get past the security side of it, and then you would be able to put in a burned disc right after that. So it kind of held the PS2 at a certain spot in order for you to be able to play a burned disc. Now the easiest way to do it now is through the memory card slot. Pre with boot is what it's called online. plug it in, instantly come up with the different type of features that you're trying to get to, and allow you to load up open PS2 loader, which would allow you to, of course, back up your disc or start playing one of your backups already.
Do we have an example?
We do have an example of a memory card that's already modded. We have this one that's already ready to go. This is the one that I've kind of kept for myself. You also can use a disk drive. You can actually burn a DVD, put it into your PS2, and it would allow you to put the free McBoot software onto your memory card. Me being the keeper of games and me being the tech guy that I am, yes. I actually have a DVD burner still, till this day. You never know when you need to go read some old disc or whatever the case is. A lot of stuff still gets stored on disc. This is you know, very, very unique. You don't see these often at all. This was one of the first ways of getting your PS2 memory card saves onto a PS3. So you can literally just connect it here.
Yes.
Boom. And then you would be able to connect that to your PS3.
Wow.
And then you can be able to read and take all your saves off this memory card and still play it on your PS3 and keep your saves that way.
All right, so the process we're doing today, which one are we choosing out of the many, many accessible ways to start modding a PS2?
I'm gonna go with the free McBoot route and just go ahead and plug this directly into a computer. So show you the software that you kind of need. It's a quick little process, opening up one program. This will connect.
Let's get right into it.
All right, so now that we have transferred over to the computer here, I have a flash drive connected to my computer there. You can see it says PS2. Also, in order to make sure that it is properly formatted, I'm gonna go ahead and show you another tool that I use that is free. It is called Mini Tool Partition Wizard. And you can see that I have on my disk 3. Now, in order to make sure that the PS2 reads this flash drive, we're gonna have to switch what type of partition it is. Problem is that it is actually a GPT data partition. It's actually supposed to be an MBR, which is a master boot record. Also, it needs to be FAT32. So we can go ahead and go format and switch this to FAT32. Leave the cluster size at default. It can still stay as PS2. Also, we need to right click here where it says disk 3 or wherever it says on your computer, make sure it's lined up where the PS2 is. You right click here and go convert GPT disk to MBR disk. And we're gonna go ahead and hit apply, and now it's converting it or formatting it over to a FAT32 and making sure it's MBR instead of GPT. Now the next thing we want to get is the Open PS2 loader onto this flash drive. Now Open PS2 loader is the best way to load, back up your games, or play any of your backups. And this is on their GitHub page here, and what you want to do is click on releases. Now this may look a little, it seems like there's a lot going on, but this is everything they've changed since the last version of it. You get down to the bottom, you'll see assets. And from here, you can go ahead and click on Open PS2 Loader version 1.1, whatever version that just came out. It's probably your best bet to make sure you get the newest version. I opened it up at 7-zip here. We pretty much only need the Open PS2 Loader v1.10.elf. And the ELF is the files that the PS2 is able to read. So we're gonna go ahead and drag that over to the flash drive now. Also, just for safety's sake, you might as well go ahead and make a apps folder on your PS2 flash drive. And we're gonna go ahead and drag the Open PS2 Loader into the apps. So earlier in the video, I was talking about how it's just gonna connect my PS2 memory card to my computer. And of course, I can do that because I still have that adapter. You could just go online and buy one. They only run 10 to 12 bucks nowadays online, relatively inexpensive, and it allows you to see this screen. And when you see this screen, you know you're in the money. We're gonna go ahead and go to Free McBoot Configurator. We're gonna go configure ODS options, configure item. Yes, you wanna get to the empty side of it, and then you wanna go ahead and name it, and we'll go ahead and name it OPL, which is short for Open PS2 Loader. And we're gonna go to our mass, which my flash drive is plugged in right now. So we're gonna go to apps, and then we're gonna go to that Open PS2 1.1 loader right there. Boom. Save config to MC0, which is our memory card. So it's gonna save this configuration that we're doing right now to our memory card. So now when we go back to the main screen, nope, there it is. So if I hit that, it's gonna load right into Open PS2 Loader. I have a PS2, a fat PS2 that has a hard drive connected to the back of it. So if I go here and go to my HT games, see these games are already loaded onto my hard drive. I can make another video for that. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. But from here, yeah, these are the games that I have on here.
Alrighty, y'all. Did all that?
We have hacked or modded the memory card here. So now take it out of this, plug it right into your PS2. And once you get it plugged up, you will see a different type of loading screen.
So the PS2 is all ready. And you know, we're gonna need kind of an old school TV in order to make this work. So hopefully our beloved player one, Khaleea Thomas, doesn't mind us, you know, using some of his materials.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't mind.
Surely he doesn't mind his little siblings taking his stuff.
Of course not.
Never.
Ever. He wouldn't mind us using this real quick to kind of test this out for y'all. Ain't that right, Mickey?
Mm-hmm. All right, it's stabilizing.
There it is.
Look at that.
Free McBoot.
Incredible.
So there you go. This is the first step on trying to mod your PS2. So then this is when we're gonna load up the open PS2 loader. Budokai Tenkaichi Full Metal Alchemist.
How are we Birdman?
Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh yeah. There it is, y'all. One of the classics of all classics. I know it just came out on Steam, so this one's a little bit more accessible than most.
Dear God.
So here we are. This is the other things that you can do. The modded community in the modding community. Yes. This is a Guitar Hero 2 mix Mario vs. Sonic. Shout out to the Brazilians. For some reason, there's so many modded Guitar Hero games that came out around this time. This is one of the ones that I knew my baby sis would love. She's a huge Sonic fan.
Is it playing the 2010 Mario Sonic and Olympics intro?
Yeah, it is. Shout out to the Olympics as well.
Full on Portuguese going on here.
I told you.
Oh, it's an expert only.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, they only put it on expert only. Let's do it.
Well, great start. Great start.
I told you.
Oh my God.
Coming hot.
Nope.
There you go. Oh, I told you.
Y'all see that coming in?
It's so tough.
Do it. Third time's a charm. Give it to me. Give me that at least. Oh my God.
It comes in hot.
Yeah, that is pretty hot.
Things like this is what's possible when you mod your PS2. You get to be able to get just the most random things showing up on your console. Be able to play this, being able to play all your old school PS2 classics that you'll probably never be able to get again, all with modding.
Thank you so much for checking us out. Thank you for checking out our controllers. This is
Khadeem Thomas, aka Khadeem, the keeper of games, improving it right now with some things like this.
Yes. And I am player for Khaleea Thomas KX_KT Creations. And thank you for checking out our stuff. And hopefully, if you're interested, subscribe to us, follow us on our socials, become part of our 5th controllers.
Oh yeah.
And see more shenanigans like this.
Bye.